Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's me here, back again with another account review. Today we're looking at Suhaira Malik. I hope there's no joke or anything with that. Anyways, we're looking at your account today, doing a review and probably end of World 6, prep for World 7 type account. So let's talk about, now that World 7 is kind of nearing its head in the next few months, what do we do? What do we do as endgamers? How do we prep for World 7? My genuine opinion is I would go into World 7 thinking that it works similar to how World 6 worked. There's going to be some differences. Obviously, he's already announced there's going to be like winding paths. There's going to be like different paths to progressing the world. So I truthfully don't know how the world's going to progress because remember, World 5 just had like straight like portal requirements, right? Like you push to the end of World 5 on one character to be completely fine. World 6 introduced locks. So he seems to be innovating on the ways you progress the worlds. And World 7 is no different in the fact that there's diverging paths. That being said, I think multi-kill is still going to be a long-term viable thing you want to aim for. So it's going to come. World 7 realistically is going to scale, whether you're going to be able to push it with multi-kill or you're going to be able to push it with mob respawn, you know, all the usual factors we do. So I would highly recommend, you know, get to scaling your multi-kill, and easiest way for you right now is going to be doing mini boss kills. I talk about this somewhat frequently for end gamers, but get Glunko up to 100,000 to maybe 1,000,000 kills. This will give you more multi-kill bonus. This affects every single world. So this would be the easiest of the mini bosses to kill and get to 1,000,000 because Glunko is on a 20-minute respawn timer. If you go on your Deathbringer outside of Wraith form, drop down the Gravestone, press auto, and just walk away, you can kill Glunko about every 3 to 4 minutes. It consistently respawns, and you're able to get this very easily up to 1,000,000 kills. It will take probably a few days, but it's definitely worth it because this gives a decent bonus to multi-kill. However, this is by no means like the biggest source of multi-kill in the game. Probably the biggest individual source is going to come from, obviously, multi-kill in the worlds. Like the 280% multi-kill for World 6, just getting Eclipse Skulls and all the mobs is pretty easy. But starting out, you're not going to have Eclipse Skulls in World 7. That's just a fact. So instead, the hole is probably your best source, and it's going to come from the measurer. Sorry. Down here. And that is going to be, you know, having this resource from the hole and upgrading this measurer bonus to give you multi-kill per tier, but also getting gloomy kills to help scale this to get you more multi-kill per tier. So look for trying to get this. This will help you a ton because this is just straight up 171% multi-kill per tier. This is huge. So getting gloomy kills will help multiply the base multi-kill that this measure bonus gives you. And also leveling it up will give you multi-kill per tier. So Tim is no longer a psychotic man, consistently talking about the Uber bar expansion for the Studier. You know, upgrading the well here gives you a ton of bucket fill rate. Bravery gives you a little bit. It's still good if you want to push that to help you get a ton of you know, sediment or bucket fill rate. This is pretty good. And using that specifically on this upgrade to get you a ton of multi-kill per tier will honestly kind of, oh Jesus, okay, hold on, I'll come back to this in a second. Help give you a ton of multi-kill per tier. I highly recommend doing it. It is a fantastic thing to do. So, you know, to prep for World 7, focus on this. Take your Siegebreaker, go farm a bunch of gloomy kills. Remember to have World 5 kill rings to get you more gloomy kills. This will help you immensely on that journey to prepping for World 7. So, number 1. Number 2, obviously statue farming. Statues, well, honestly, there's only like one statue you really need to concern yourself with, and that's Dragon Warrior statue. So getting more of this, more statue bonus will help you get more, you know, base damage. But, you know, this is really good, like general prep for your account because Dragon Warrior statue affects everything here. And if it affects everything, it'll be pretty good. Do you mean Siege or DB? I mean Siegebreaker. Siegebreaker is better because of the plunderous kills, because of the pretty much instant respawn. Deathbringer, I don't believe you can put down the Gravestone, so it wouldn't really respawn it. No. Yeah, you can't put down the Gravestone, the Gloomy Cavern. So Siegebreaker would be better because it's the only respawn mechanic that actually works. And just to get your plunderous kills working. There we go. Plunderous kills are now working. Let's go kill some gloomies. That's what you need to do. And you know, this is why I recommend Siegebreaker. It is basically the only respawn mechanic that actually works. You kill a plunderous mob, it drops these coins. There you go. You spawn a bunch of gloomies, and there you go. And you just, you know, go find, if you have World 5 kill rings, I would equip them because they help increase the amount of kills you actually get. And that'll help scale the measure bonus even further. And obviously getting more multi-kill here will help you get more kills, which means you get, you know, more kills towards another gloomy cavern completed, or you'll be able to get, you know, just generally more of the gloomy kills for the measure bonus. So I'll kind of leave that there running in the background. I'm just going to minimize that. And yeah, that's what I recommend doing. Being active. You know, there's kind of two things that you can do right now. One is arcane cultist farming to push the Tesseract. Honestly, in my opinion, once you get to the Jewel of North Winds, which I believe is the Windwalker Dust Multiplier Jewel for the lab, I think that's honestly a good stopping point for arcane cultist, to be completely honest with you. It takes a very long time to push any further upgrades than that. You could continue pushing if you want, but if you want to prep for World 7 to get more multi-kill, if you want to, I guess, kind of overall generally help your account, I think focusing on many different things is probably going to be worthwhile for you, and specifically in trying to get those gloomy kills, scaling that measure bonus, getting more multi-kill per tier is probably going to be a better thing in return on your time investment than doing just arcane cultist until the heat death of the universe. I like saying that. I think it's pretty apt. So, you know, where are you? Maybe consider getting to Verdon Hoarding so you can kind of prep. This will probably help you in the long term for arcane cultists. When we get more tachyon multipliers, Verdon Hoarding is probably going to give you a pretty decent bonus here. So getting here just to kind of prep is probably a good stopping point for you. If you want to push towards Jewel of North Winds, you can do that as well. Kind of up to you. But you can also kind of wait for arcane cultist AFK rocks at this point and just worry about other aspects of your account at this time. Cool. Okay. I think you might need to give your Windwalker a little bit of love because you only have 2 exalted stamps. So it means you haven't pushed this pretty far. AFK Dust is around, it exists. So, use your Aether Moons and try to push this a little bit more. In my opinion, I think the stopping point for Windwalker is going to be your atoms. I passed already. Yeah, atomic potential, trying to get this to 20. So farming out a good dust bow, farming out some good Ellie bows to push World 5, get into World 6. Once you're in World 6, get a good dust bow. I think roughly 80 weapon power is the high end, so the amount of weapon power you can get. That's the number one priority, is getting 80 weapon power, and then just 5 out of 5ing the bow with the new upgrade stone upgrade will really help open World 6 to get you more dust gains. So I highly recommend trying to do that and farming out a good dust bow and trying to get your atomic potential to 20, because this is a huge thing for your account. Windwalker should work as well or not? I don't remember what I said to make you say that. How are you in Grimoire? Pretty good. You're at Skull of Major drop rate. It's pretty good. I think, getting here to talents for V2 is pretty good. I mean, Deathbringer is fairly easy compared to the other master classes, especially since you have pretty much almost all of World 6 available to you. There's been some evolution with Deathbringer tech that honestly I really don't even want to get into because I don't want to go back to switching to Idleon and going back to the review. But I recommend looking at the Discord. There is tech with getting up to 1 billion craniums an hour. Sorry, 1 trillion. Is it a billion or trillion? No, it's about no, it's not trillion, is it? It's billion. Smoke, what are we at? I can't remember. Is it a billion or trillion? I can't remember. Anyways, that being said, there's new tech in World 7. It's a trillion. Okay, there's new tech in World 6 when it comes to farming craniums. Bamboo spirits is no longer the spot you want to farm for getting craniums. It is rice cakes. I'll describe it here, but I don't want to show it because I don't want to claim my Deathbringer hours right now. Basically, all you do is you go to the rice cakes map, click on the Colosseum, don't enter Colosseum, drop the gravestone, and similar to the Purgatory Stalkers, you do the same movement lock tech. Move to the edge of the platform to the left portal, press A, press auto, hold down A, click off the window, and resume your day for the duration of the gravestone. And once the gravestone's up, use your charred bones. That is the most efficient way to get craniums. The gravestone tech at the Colosseum, sorry, I'm closing my eyes because I'm trying to visualize it. The Colosseum tech makes the rice cake mobs only spawn on that bottom left platform. And by doing the movement lock tech, you force your character to stay on that platform throughout the entire duration of the gravestone, which means the only thing you're hitting are those horde mobs, which, similar to Purgatory Stalkers, will scale up that gravestone to be a really high number. And that is the most amount of craniums you can get in World 6. So you're able to get a ton of craniums to upgrade your upgrades in the Grimoire here to help you out with that. Samurai Guardians also have that, but that's not going to be open till you get roughly Wraith damage 5. By the way, this was fixed. It no longer gives you 1 base damage per upgrade. It gives you, what is it, like 10, 15 base damage or something. So it's actually pretty good. Getting Wraith damage 5 will really help open up the rest of the Grimoire to you, because you're able to complete, you'll be essentially able to kill Samurai Guardians, Mini Chief Spirits. So the rib cages open up at Mini Chief Spirits. The craniums will increase from the rice cakes to Samurai Guardians. Samurai Guardians has similar tech to where you click on the Emperor thing, drop the gravestone, and they will only spawn at the bottom left portal. I don't know why it spawns there. It's so weird, but you essentially do the same movement lock tech. Move to the edge of the platform, press A, you drop down to the platform, click auto, hold A, drop, close out, not close out the window, but click out of the window, and you'll be kind of locked there. So similar tech. I don't know why it works like that. It's not a bug, apparently. Similar, to the Purgatory Stalker and Mr. Brightside's tech. I don't know. Damage 5 is 120 per upgrade. Is that with Writhing Grimoire? Is that like the base damage per upgrade now? That's pretty insane. Windwalker for farming gloomies. I still recommend Siegebreaker. I think the flag respawn rate is just faster because it consistently works versus, I don't know, man. I mean, Windwalker would work, but I prefer Siegebreaker. It's really hard to explain the Deathbringer tech without actually showing it, but I just don't want to claim my time right now. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. It's similar to the Purgatory Stalkers tech, the movement locking and such, but the gravestones, specifically at rice cakes, you drop the gravestone on the Colosseum. For Samurai Guardians, if you have enough damage there, but enough damage, you're probably at Wraith damage 5 to be able to do it. Dropping it on, clicking on the Emperor flag, dropping the gravestone, going to the bottom left portal. That's where they spawn. It kind of locks you there. It gives you the most craniums that you have available to you at any stage in World 6. So that's how you kind of get up to, nearing the trillions if you don't have Bovidae hoarding for getting a ton of bones there to help you progress the Grimoire. Also, I think Toolbox now has a resource that you can use, the upgrade optimizer. You can set your resources per hour here, and this will kind of upgrade what upgrades you have available to you, kind of go off of your resource per hour optimization. You can go for any optimization at all. And if you want to set this to 1 trillion, you want to set this to, I get about 1 trillion here, and I can't remember how much. I'm just going to say 1 trillion across the board, to be completely honest. The upgrade skill and major drop rate, that's your most efficient source of whatever you need. Now, you would set your own RPH, your resource per hour, whatever you can, and that'll help you upgrade your Grimoire optimally without you having to look at the spreadsheet, because that's also a tool that you can use. I use that, but Toolbox also is pretty good. I mean, to be honest with you, who cares? Just use one of the optimizers to help you optimize the amount of bones that you are spending to help you push the upgrades in the Grimoire. Well, yeah. The only affordable upgrades will tell you, what bones you have right now that you're able to spend on upgrades right now. So if you had like 50 trillion femurs, it will tell you you have 50 trillion, you can buy 50 trillion of upgrades. There you go. You can uncheck this box, read read the information tooltip if you have any questions. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It shouldn't be that hard. Is it recommended to push Deathbringer until DR bonus? I mean, there's reasons to push Deathbringer outside of that. Like talents for V2, this is pretty important for Arcane Cultist, so you're able to get more talent points there. I would recommend it. This will help you get more flexibility for the master classes, not only for Deathbringer, not only for Windwalker, not only for AC, but it'll also help with the future master classes wherever that is down the line. Also, I do want to make a note specifically for talents like this, for upgrades like this. It says talent points for all other master classes, but this also works on the master class that you're upgrading this on. So for Deathbringer, by upgrading this, you also give talent points to yourself. It works the same way with the Windwalker Compass. Don't ask why. I don't know. Still hasn't been fixed. So at this point, it's a feature. Just like Turtle Vial, I guess. If you know, you know. The Great Turtle Vial incident of July 26, 2025. Okay. Along the lines of World 7 prep, trying to get level 20 Mega Feather. This just takes a very long time, so get on that. Time to milk Kilroy. Speaking of Kilroy, I guess we can look at that. Remember to do your Kilroy. Get your seconds timer up to like 180 seconds. Get your bonus skulls up to 120. The optimal ratio here is you do 3 points of second timer to 2 points of skulls, and then faster respawn. I still don't know what the numbers are, but apparently it soft caps at 40. I've also heard it soft caps at 100. I've also heard it doesn't cap and it keeps upgrading. So get it to 40, get it to 100. I don't care. But second timer and bonus skulls for sure. Get it to at least 180, get us to at least 120, and then you can start worrying about faster skulls, in my opinion. Talent drops, dungeon drops, pearl drops, keep it at 1. It's bugged, it doesn't do anything past level 1, so just keep it at level 1, and you'll be completely fine. Now, the upgrade bonus here, make sure you have your third fight. If you don't have your third fight, get your third fight, and then you can ignore just about everything else here, because all this stuff is pretty negligible, because we can get a ton of artifact find chance already, we can get a ton of crop chance, and we can get a ton of jade gain. It's just not worth upgrading these right now, to be completely honest, because the numbers bonus you actually get here is fairly minimal in the face of how much multiplier, or how many multipliers we have available to these 3 separate mechanics. Also, why would you spend 5 Kilroy skulls on 1 nugget? It wouldn't make sense. So you can ignore these permanent upgrades once you get your third fight, and that's the most important thing once you have Kilroy Prime. Kangaroos actually is pretty good. You have 11 megafish. Good job. Prince, I guess, short term ish goal is try to get to 1 trillion prints. So it's going to come in the form of doing more statue farming, getting more of the mining statues, getting more dragon warrior statues, doing more bravery, trying to get bravery multi, trying to get more mining efficiency. All that will really help you and push towards those 1 trillion prints. That's kind of what you want to do if you want to get there. Salts, auto refine it at 0, try to get into the thousands of levels to get more DK damage, and obviously just, faster upgrade time for your Redox salts, and aim towards getting your vial up to level 13. Atom Collider, this kind of gets upgraded naturally as you get more atom generation, so getting to the trillion prints will really help you out with this. So, in the short term, try to look towards this 1 trillion prints to help you out. When it comes to Equinox, what I recommend is obviously Equinox symbols number 1. Don't upgrade laboratory fuse. Get 1 point into food lust if you want. If you have diamond chef doubled, don't worry about food lust, and just do Equinox symbols. Number 1 priority, Equinox symbols. Number 2, faux jewels, in my opinion, and then maybe matching skims. When it comes to buildings, just upgrade whatever your fastest to upgrade building is. You're focusing shrines right now. That's actually good. You can cap these out fairly easily. So this is a good focus right now. Make sure to upgrade your undead shrine. You can also get Primordial Shrine to level 200. You just need to get a lot of Neptune lenses. I recommend... I think in Whip has his review, I think I talked about this, where, you know, getting black lenses is somewhat easier nowadays because of Arcane Cultist. You're able to farm out the AFK gain multiplier through the crystal, as well as the drop rate multiplier for the crystal. So you're able to get more black lenses to complete this shrine at level 200. That's honestly probably something I'm going to do in the short term, is try to get this shrine to level 200. I just need a bunch of black lenses, which is, you know, fairly easy for me at this point. So maybe something you want to do as well. That's pretty good warships. You're on the 120 trapping grind. Okay, so, you know, my biggest call out when it comes to trapping is just base critters. Base critters is what you want to do. That gives you essentially a multiplier to the trapping EXP you get. So focusing on the Honker Vial to level 13, which I believe you already have. Yep. So best way to get base critters are going to come right now from the compass. This one right here, this is a pretty cheap upgrade. It gives you +1 base critter per level. This is really, really easy. Levels of base critters, like it's costing you 1 million of this regular dust. You can get a ton of upgrades here to get you more base critters. This will help you multiply the amount of EXP you get. The other way is going to be active on Windwalker doing shiny pet farming. There is a shiny pet for base critters for trap in the walking stick and the Octodars. These will give you a ton of base critters. It's pretty good. Recommend doing that. And the last easy source is going to be farming, getting more farming crops. Farming crops gives you base critters. You're at 57 right now. There's also a multiplier to the crop scientist pencil with the Deathbringer upgrades. This will also give you more base critters. So, you know, farm those 3 mechanics exclusively to help you get more base critters. And then once you upgrade those a decent amount, you would re-trap on V-Man with Maestro Transfusion, or whatever that talent is, Golden Ham, whatever else skill EXP you have available to you, and you would try to... I would honestly recommend probably like either 20-hour traps on your V-Man, on your nature traps, I mean, for Turtle to get you the most EXP possible. And that's the best way to level trapping to 120. Just upgrading all of that is going to help you with stuff like that. It's going to help you with trapping 120 across your account. Sneaking, Veil Rosary, Lotus Flowers. Okay. Yep. If you haven't already, make sure to undertake the 100k gemstone grind, the Aquamarine, Malachite, Garnet, Starite, Topaz, Moissanite, Firefrost, Emeralds kind of caps at 99%, so you don't really need to push this to 100k. Get it to 10k is completely fine. The others at 100k is definitely worth it. For the stealth bonus here, the gold charm bonus, the gemstone bonus, at least those are pretty important. And then getting more door damage to help you push into Mastery 5 is definitely something you want to do just to kind of get yourself there. Summoning, you're at 235. I don't need to explain summoning to you, but the gist of it is just upgrade damage. Pretty good. Okay. All right, well, you're going to have to get on the gold food grind. I want to see all of these done to 100k. Golden peanuts, this is just craftable materials. At this point, you have very easy access to all of these materials. This is actually pretty easy for you. Butter bar, this comes from the catching nodes in World 2, specifically the butterfly nest. You use time candy there. World 1 Coliseum or the World 5, World 6 Colos give you golden jams. I think the World 5 Colo gives you golden kebabs and golden bread. Maybe World 6 golden kebabs. Either way, you're 6k away. You can do the World 5 Coliseum exclusively. And golden bread from, I believe, World 5 as well. World 4 crystal farming. World 2 crystal farming. World 3 crystal farming, World 3 crystal farming, World 6, and you know, using a bunch of time candy on your clammies, using a bunch of time candy on your moonmen to get you the requisite resources for this. You can also do Coliseum if you're missing the recipe for the golden cakes, because some people might be missing the recipe. Doing World 6 Colo, trying to fight the Demented Spirit Lord, dropping the dropping the recipe to be able to unlock golden cakes. It might be something you're locked on, but just remember to try to get the recipe, craft these golden cakes across your characters, and honestly get 2 separate 100k stacks. That way your main drop rate pusher, or whatever character you're doing this on, has its own 100k stack, and the beanstalk has its 100k stack. Remember, the beanstalk works as a separate instance of your character. So you have a 110k stack, for example, golden kebabs, and you put a 110k stack of golden kebabs on your character. That counts as 2 separate 110k stacks. So you have effectively 2 times the gold food effect bonus that you normally do. Is there any news about the pristine charms being fixed? We're still shafted. We're still shafted right now. Pristine charms are still bugged, as Tim mentioned. So if you aren't in the know, you essentially can cap out on the amount of pristine charms you can find free to play right now. The way the change worked in the most recent update before he started working on World 7 was that you would essentially have a very high chance of finding a pristine charm at the start of the day. As you find more and more pristine charms, that chance goes down, and it's supposed to reset that chance on every single day. However, it doesn't reset. So right now, as you find pristine charms, your chance goes down and down and down and down until you effectively have a 0% chance to find a pristine charm. So right now, until that is bug fixed, the only way you can complete your pristine charm collection is by buying it in the gem shop every single day. Okay, Slab, this is a great one to always go back to because people tend to neglect it, as you have here. There's a bunch of party dungeon stuff that you can do. There's a few obols I see that you can do. Well, just one obol, I guess. The Dementia obol of cards is like the easiest one to do. The other one's like the Grumpy obol of the Grand Frogger. This comes from random events. And obviously the Emperor obol. Good luck getting one of them, as is most things in the game. Outside of that, I don't see a whole lot. There's a bunch of gem shop stuff. Oh, you have the Rex ring you don't have yet. Protector's Pride, Midnight Stopwatch. Like, some of this stuff are either craftable materials or like party dungeon or equipping the star sign, as I mentioned in some of the videos. This is a, I think, Cronus star sign. You would equip it and drop it. You need this equipped. Infinite star signs don't work for this. You need to actually equip the star sign, kill a bunch of mobs, be able to drop the ring. And then you have a bunch of tokens as well. So completing quest, going to Slab, registering that it exists will help you out with that. You can probably get like around like 100 or so Slab, maybe a little bit more, by completing the party dungeon stuff and doing some token farming as well. Oh, also your vman stuff. Go on your vman, talk to the Slab, and it should register the vman name tag as well as the other vman items if you're missing any. Armor smithy, you're missing the gold food. Okay. And you're missing Godshard. Okay, so if you want more talent levels, Godshard set will help you out with that. As a quick disclaimer, the summoning upgrade as it relates to the talent library max, not all sources of winner bonus multiplier affect that. This upgrade from the smithy set actually does. So, you know, getting this unlocked, number one, is going to be pretty important. You just need to get level 120 trapping on someone that's not vman, because farming the gloves is a complete pain in the ass, and that's one of the last things you want to do, because the gold food effect multiplier obviously is insanely powerful for anyone at any stage of the game. However, right now your short-term goal is get 120 trapping on someone that's not vman, and, you know, as we mentioned with the base critters and trying to get all that is pretty important to help you get this Godshard set, because that will actually increase the amount of max talent library books, whatever, so you can get to 301 talents. That's how people are getting at 301 talents, is because of this bonus right here specifically. Okay, Malik, I hope that helped, man, with your account and kind of prepping for World 7. You know, I think the big focus right now is trying to get the 120 trapping on your characters, so make sure to do that base critter farm, be a little bit more active on Windwalker, upgrade that upgrade in the compass, specifically to base critters, have the Octodars and walking sticks trying to farm out the base critters upgrades that they have, as well as doing a little bit of farming along the way to help get more crops found, which will give you more base critters do a retrap on your VMan and try to get 120 trapping and try to unlock that Godshard set. Do some rebooking, get higher levels of your characters to help you out with that as you prep for World 7. And along the way, you can also do a little bit more Dragon Warrior statue farming, be a little bit active on Siegebreaker, do some Gloomy Cavern farming to get more multi-kill from the measure bonus. That'll kind of help you in the prep for World 7. So I hope you learned a little bit of something in that account review. As always, thank you for the account. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I just want to say as a last thing, thank you to all of my Twitch subscribers and YouTube channel members. You guys really help the channel grow and really motivate me to continue making videos. If you guys do also want to support me on YouTube, it's just $1 a month for a channel subscription at the lowest tier. You can choose to give more if you want. Just want to say that. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support. Have a great day. Bye.